Are we in a real estate bubble here in Canada, or particularly in Ontario? Is Canadian real estate at the verge of a big crash? Let's talk about it. The global pandemic may well be coming to an end very soon. These horrible couple of years were a true challenge for all industries, real estate included. At the beginning of the pandemic, the industry was just frozen for a time, and the future seemed very dark, unpleasant to all real estate professionals. During this madness, our main job was to keep ourselves as far as possible from each other. However, when we are working in an industry where everything is about talking, communicating, showing properties, and constantly being around people, you can't be happier when all this finally ends. Such a global event as this pandemic didn't come alone. This worldwide disaster came with its dearest friends: economic decline and an overall deterioration in the quality of life, as if we were not tortured enough by this sickness. So the burning question of the day is this avalanche that we are all experiencing right now will be capable of smashing the real estate market of Canada? Do we need to be afraid of, on top of everything else, a new catastrophic situation in the housing market that will bury all our hopes and dreams? Well, let's get this sorted out, shall we? Real estate bubble and what they mean to us. This last year in real estate market was quite interesting, if I'm allowed to use that word. We witnessed an incredible increase in property prices, both for condos and houses. Many people who know the insides of the real estate world, and even ones that are new to this industry, now say that it is possible the Canadian real estate market is now a bubble, and we should be waiting for it to burst anytime now. So let's get this straight about what the heck is that real estate bubble. This term is used when house prices are more volatile and rise too quickly, and it can caused by multiple factors and creates an unhealthy situation on the market. Under normal conditions, the market shows stable growth in price, and the house owners can expect to get a good or at least some profit if they decide to resell their property. And on the other hand, we have people who only try to buy their first property, and when the market is good and stable, these people can afford mortgages and all the additional payments that come with the new property. I mean, closing costs, down payments, restoration, etc. But when we have the bubble growing, we see that almost every piece of property on the market is massively overpriced, often unreachable for new buyers. You may assume that this situation may be a good thing for the current owners or the sellers, but let me be the person who clear things out for you. It is terrible for everybody. And why, you may ask? It is easy. The bubble will eventually burst, no exceptions, and it will provoke all incredible fall in the value of the property, and the homeowners will have to deal with the consequences. There are many reasons why the bubble market situation can happen. It can be more natural cause like economic factors, and somewhat unnatural like when speculators enter the market. When we speak about the speculators, it's not crazy to think that these people just want to buy a house or two and make money from the properties like everybody else. But the speculators are just on another level from those who simply take advantage of the situation. They buy the property to stimulate the increase of the prices and create a fake demand. When the prices reach the top, they sell every single house they own, causing the rapid decrease of the price and eventually housing market crash. Since the demand was fake, there are not enough people who want to buy a property, bringing us full circle. If this crash happens, it will hurt everyone, not just the homeowners. We all take part in the economy, and real estate is such a big part of the Canadian market. So if it blows, we all go down the river. That was the explanation of a real estate bubble. Where are we now? The 2021 real estate market situation, the Canadian economy takes its first step to full recovery from the horrors of 2020. The government made some crucial steps to ensure that the real estate market will survive the pandemics and come out of it with grace. First of all, the government started providing mortgage deferrals, various programs and plans for first-time homebuyers, and the wage subsidy to help people continue participating in the property buying process. Helping the real estate industry was extremely important because the Canadian property market occupies a shockingly huge piece of economic cake. It is more significant than in other developed countries, and it is certainly a huge part of every Canadian's life. After all, we all need a place to live somewhere. All the preventive measures that helped to save the real estate market from collapsing resulted in low interest for mortgages and more affordable houses for larger groups of people. And it was expected that the property prices would continue going down as it happened in the beginning in March 2020 because so many people lost their jobs and they could not afford the mortgages anymore. But it did not happen. Actually, we now see significant growth in the prices for the condos and houses. For example, according to the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, the month of March 2021 showed record sales, and the prices in GTA for the detached, semi-detached, and townhouses went up by over 20% and more. The fun fact is that when houses become too expensive for regular people, they turn their attention to more affordable apartments and the condos. They are usually cheaper, more convenient, and as an added factor, maintaining a property in multiple apartment buildings is so much easier than in a detached house. But in 2021, apartments and condos can be so expensive as houses. We clearly entered the seller's market because demand for new housing is exceptionally high in 2021. But we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it will decline eventually at the end of this year. As for supply, we have a shortage now because it was kind of surprising situation that even during the uncertain times of the pandemic, people still wanted to buy properties. But the market will recover from the high prices and it will not take long. So should you wait for a real estate market crash in 2021? Now it is the time to summarize all that I have told you and pronounce the final verdict. I can definitely say that the Canadian housing market in 2021 will not experience a crash. No, not a chance. We will definitely see a seasonal decrease in the prices during the last part of 2021, as we always see in the winter season. But it is rather doubtful that we will witness the massive collapse in the real estate industry this or even the next year. The most important factor in this story is that the higher prices were not provoked by speculators who entered the market and caused harm. As funny as it sounds, all the measures that were called to prevent the industry from losing buyers caused people to overdo the job and start buying even if they were not planning to do it. It's just a matter of good timing for the people who were not affected by the pandemic as hard as other Canadians. They now can afford a mortgage at these low rates. Maybe they could do it before, but now the time is better than ever and use all the other advantage of this terrific situation. COVID-19 pandemic did not make things in the world and Canada better, for sure. But the crisis we are experiencing right now is much smaller than it was expected. Yes, this disease has set back Canada's economic development by a decade or more. But it is far from catastrophic. The world will recover, so will Canadian economy. My final thoughts. Do we need to expect another massive crisis in real estate industry anytime soon? Probably not. In the situation we find ourselves right now, people will continue buying, reselling, flipping, and building properties. And this fantastic part of our lives will not see the end soon. Yes, you can observe a big increase in the prices right now, but the process will slow down in 2022 and the market will come back to its familiar stable position. So if you want to sell your lovely home in 2021, it is the best time to do it because demand is high, prices are reasonable, and you will get a significant profit from it and also get a good property at a good price to move in. And with all that being said, I wish you good luck and let's conquer the pandemic together. Oh wait, I totally forgot to ask you to subscribe to my channel. Please quickly, just one click. See you soon in my next video. Bye for now.